7:02. We're just setting up.
Oh,
We're trying to get this.
We're live.
We're live there.
And Tim.
And now I'm going live on Brow Diva. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, I wanted to switch. Oh, can we switch?
Yep.
Okay. There's a reason for this.
There's a specific reason.
Specific reason. And it is because of. No, I'm supposed to be over there. Okay, yes, this is how we usually do it. This is how it goes. This is why we have so much fun together. We really do. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ryan. How do we look? I know you're a little biased. Anyway.
So here's a good twin story to start off with.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
so
I want to just fix this up.
I'm gonna start talking.
Yeah.
So so Deanna and I were talking on the phone earlier today, and we were talking about the event tonight, and she said, "So what are you gonna wear?" And I said, "I have no idea." I said, "I don't know until I go to get dressed how I'm gonna feel, and that determines what I'm gonna wear."
But I had been thinking about it. I thought about it I took my shower this afternoon and I thought, what am I going to wear tonight? Because I do that and then the answer comes. And so I put on the outfit that I thought of earlier. And when I put it on, I was like, no, it just doesn't feel right. No, I don't feel comfortable. So I changed. And then, go ahead.
Oh, so you changed, okay. And so I had this outfit on today. I was very relaxed, and I had like a duster over this. It's like a silk duster over it. And I've been, dressing kind of, casual but dressy. I like to wear skirts, and I have like a knit skirt on, and...
Is that mine?
No.
Okay.
And
I lost one.
So anyway, when I came in, I had a jacket on, and then, we greeted each other.
And I had a sweater on.
You had a sweater on. Mm-hmm. And so we were getting ready to turn the computer and the phone on. And
get all set up.
Yep. And so I took my jacket off, she took her sweater off, and we met in the hallway.
No idea. This happens to us all the time.
So we both wore the same exact thing.
Yeah, except I have different earrings, but I did think of earrings that I had like that. But then I just put this on with the necklace, and so, we didn't do this on purpose. And this is a good explanation, a good example of what it's like being a twin. And this happens a lot.
Yeah. And so the story of the shirt though, too, is that I was shopping. Mm-hmm. And I found this. It's actually reversible, so it is a scoop on the other side. So this goes under things. It goes alone. When you're, when it's warm enough, and
it's warm enough.
So we both happen to own the same exact shirt, and that's the reason why.
Well, you got it for me.
I did.
She called me. She was at the store, and she's like, "Hey, Deanna, they have these great tanks, so do you want one? I just thought, Kimberly, hi Kimberly, welcome. We're talking about what it's like being a twin. And Ryan, see Ryan's joined us as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I?
So that was the first twin story. That just happened today, and it's something. We have twin things that happen all the time.
Yes.
So, are we going to go right into like the history? So earlier, I talked about when I was, setting up for the live. I did it on my personal page, and so I mentioned how. What did I mention? It was, we have so many stories. Mm-hmm. So it's like, where to start? So so we were born in 1960. Mm-hmm. That's why this is such a big year for us. Mm-hmm. So back then, they didn't know how to treat twins. It was still a novelty to have twins because there wasn't the fertility that there is now.
Oh yeah, we were like a freak show. My mother would be our sister Maureen. She's 11 months older than us, and I just like my heart goes out to her because here she is, 11 months old, and there my mom is pushing the carriage with the twins, and everyone was like, "Oh my God,
the twin carriage!"
With twins. Oh my gosh, and we would get so much attention as babies, and we also my parents dressed us alike until we were in 4th grade, and then Deborah and I realized that we could have double the wardrobe if we bought different clothes.
But I want to go back to the whole stroller thing. So my mom was so aware of how our older sister felt. You know, when people were making such a fuss, because everywhere she went, people were making a fuss over the twins. And here's Maureen just standing there like, you know, what about me? Or just, you know, like, you know, not one, you know, just wondering. I'm sure if you think about a little 1-year-old, little 2-year-old mind, you know, what are they thinking? So my mom would say, and this is my daughter, Maureen, who's 11 months older than the twins. And so,
and Maureen got the tapping lessons, she got the piano lessons.
Oh yeah, tap dance.
Tap dance, and we didn't get it.
No, so as a matter of fact, so then my mom and dad went on to have 2 boys. So they were 2 years and then 4 years younger than us. So there were 5 of us under the age of 5 by the time my mother was 25. And so dad was what, 29?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
30.
So 30.
Yeah.
And so 5 kids under the age of 5. Back then, you know, the child rearing ideas were so different. My dad would say we towed the line. That's what he would say. So
what did that mean?
That meant that we obeyed. Anything he said, we did it.
Yeah.
And but anyhow,
growing up as a twin, like, so we were always called the twins.
Yes, treated as one.
Twins. And
we shared a bedroom. We shared a wardrobe. What else?
We shared all the clothes. I'll never forget the one time. So we were, my parents, like, we were middle income. And to take 5 kids out to dinner or to a show was rare back then. And it wasn't, that's just the way society was back then as well. So anyway, I'll never forget when we went to see the Ice Capades in Syracuse. We were living in Auburn. Well, you know, I think that we were like maybe like from 10 to 5 years old. So we might have been 9 or 8 or 7.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like 8.
7, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And so my dad went to, or the concession people were walking around. And so my dad got up and he ordered all of us food. So a drink and popcorn. So my sister Maureen got her own drink and popcorn. John got his own and Patrick got his own. And Deborah and I had to share.
We had to share. That was weird.
A drink and a popcorn.
And it was the same size
that
everybody else got.
Yeah. But so like, so with the point is that we were treated like one.
Did you remember that too, or was it my memory?
No, it was my memory.
Okay, well.
So that was the point. We were treated as one. And so having had that experience for so many years, when it came to hi Kevin, Noelle, how are you?
And Ryan said, aren't you Irish twins with Maureen? So we're actually Irish triplets with our sister Maureen, because we were all born in the same year.
Yep.
And we're actually, for 3 weeks, we're all the same age.
Yes, and that is going to start May 13th.
In 13 days.
In 13 days. That's awesome. So 13 is our lucky number. We both feel the same way. And we have a lot of similar tastes. But so we were raised as, you know, one person. And then Deborah ran away to Houston. That's a whole nother story. And
so where's the outline though? Because it was like, so from 0 to 16, we were treated as one. Deanna and I, we had the same friends. We even had friends when we were in middle school that were best friends. And then when we were in high school, we had friends that were twins. Sharon and Cheryl.
Roscoe, yep.
And so they were twins, and so the twins hung out with the twins.
Yeah.
And they were a couple years older than us, and so we get to do things that seniors did when we were sophomores. Anyway, and
we had a good time.
So we used to sometimes have the same boyfriend, but at different times.
Yeah, at the same time. We dated so many of the same guys.
And you know, well, dating in middle school, really.
I know, we might have held hands, but we talked once in a while. So
it wasn't like it is now.
No. So anyway,
you know, when we were dating, when we say dating, you know, we were lucky if we actually kissed, let alone made out. In middle school.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was a lot different back then. But so we recently we had what?
The timeline, no.
Okay, so recently we met someone that we knew back then, remember? And he was had a crush on me, but I wasn't available because I had a long-term boyfriend.
Who I dated first.
She dated first.
Yeah.
But not for very long.
In 6 months, I think.
Yeah, and so
she was
he and I
like 2
dated for
years.
like 6 years.
Oh, 6
But at
years.
that time it was 2, I think. Anyway, so this guy that
It
so,
wasn't 6 years.
whatever.
It was like 2.
From 16 to 20.
Yeah.
4 years. Anyway, so this guy that we recently, have reconnected with. So Deanna reminded me that he actually had a crush on me, but settled for her because I wasn't available. And I brought it up to him, he didn't remember that. He's like, oh no, you two were the same. And I'm like, no.
We felt the vibe. I felt the vibe.
Anyway, so he asked Deanna out for a date. She puts me up to answering the door and acting.
Oh yeah, he's the only
like
one
her.
we tried to trick.
Yeah, he was the only one.
Yeah. Because we get that question a lot. Do you trick people, or did you when you were growing up and stuff? And we were like, no,
Not
just
intentionally.
twice. Just twice.
So one time your
my fifth grade teacher put us up to it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he comes to the door.
And so I don't remember what happened.
He knew it was you. So the one time we tried to do it, and he knew it. He was onto it. Yeah.
And so did you have more than one date, do you think?
Oh yeah, we dated a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swam in his pool at his parents' house.
Couple dates.
Yeah, maybe a couple of dates.
Yeah. So nothing like
No.
long term.
No. He wanted
Anyway.
you. Anyway, so that was.
But he doesn't remember that.
No, but anyway, are we going along with the timeline?
The timeline. So 0 to 16, conception.
We were treated as one.
Conception to 16, we were treated as one. We had the same friends. We even shared a car. When we got our first car, we shared a car. We shared boyfriends, not at the same time, different times. We worked at the same places.
Oh yeah.
Always. Like if I quit, she quit, and then we would go and work at the next place together.
Very rare that do we work at a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about so that was to 16, and then so we had different boyfriends, and we were going in different directions a little bit then, like personally, but we were still in school together and working together. And then college was I went away and you stayed here, so that was our first physical separation.
That was weird.
At 18, yeah.
Yeah.
And back then, I mean, we didn't have the communications that we do now.
No.
So I was pretty much,
I was so depressed.
it was.
I was going locally to MCC. It was great. It was good, but it wasn't. It wasn't the same. It was weird.
And I was
Anyway.
at art school, having a
Yeah.
great time.
In a great city,
Pittsburgh.
I was a bit envious.
Yeah. So
But
anyway, so then I came back here, and while I was gone that year, Deanna met her now husband and her then boyfriend, Kevin. And so when I came back...
Are you still here, honey? We've been together for 41 years. 41 years?
So when I came back from Pittsburgh...
39. No.
When I came back from Pittsburgh, someone else had taken my place in her life, and then I got depressed.
So she ran away.
I did. To Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I had a cousin who lived there. I packed his suitcases, bought a one-way ticket.
Had $100 in her pocket.
Not even 40,
I never would have done
$40.
that. Never would have done that.
Yeah.
No. So
$40.
she was the determined, like the rebel. She did her own thing. She was her own person.
Free spirit. I was
Free
a
spirit.
Still am.
Yeah.
And so I was the one that always got in trouble, and Deanna got in trouble by association.
Yeah, I still did.
So
a couple weeks ago.
In the family matters. So Deanna gets blamed for things that I might say or do, or we're still grouped together in our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
but we're trying. Yeah.
So being in Houston, I stayed there for 6 years, but I used to come home 3 to 4 times a year. And then Deanna and I talked to each other, I think twice a week. And so when it was my turn to call, I had to call before 8 o'clock in the morning because it was cheaper. We used to pay for every minute that we talked long distance back
Remember
then.
that?
Yeah, remember that.
Long distance phone bills. Anyway.
Yeah, and which was one of my largest bills was my phone bill.
Yeah.
And
Because of Me.
Yeah, because of her and I talking. So anyway, in 1986, you started having children.
Yeah, 1985, Ryan was born.
Yeah, and nothing was holding me in Houston, and so I wanted to come back and be with Deanna while she was having children. And
so Ryan was,
he was 9 months old.
Yeah, he was 9 months old. And I had flown down to Houston and we drove back together. So when we got home, he was actually in bed when we got home. So we unpacked, we went to bed, and then we got up the next morning, and we were in the shower. Ryan was still sleeping, and we were in the shower. We both had robes on, and we had our hair in the towel. And I heard Ryan that he was awake in the other room. So Deborah couldn't wait to see him. So we go into his room, and we're crouching down. We're like this. Hi, we're both saying the same thing, probably. At the same time, we're so excited to see him because I hadn't seen him in almost a week. And it was
only 9 months old.
Yeah, and so we're like, hi. And Ryan was in the crib. He's like,
back and forth. Thought he was seeing double.
Do you remember that, Ryan? It was so funny. Oh my gosh.
That would be amazing if he remembered that.
I know. I'm kidding. He wouldn't remember that, but that was so wild.
There was another. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Deborah and I were like, oh my God. I'm like, it's me, I'm your mommy. This is Aunt Deborah.
We have another baby story when Chelsea was a baby. So she was probably, I don't know, around a year, maybe?
A little bit more because she was talking.
Yeah. So I babysat her one day. Did I do it overnight? Oh, I did it
because
overnight.
I went to a seminar.
Okay. I did it overnight. So Deanna, when did you come home?
So I came home late that night. Chelsea was in bed. Deborah left. So I get up the next morning and I'm getting Chelsea out of bed, and so we're sitting there and she's sitting in the high chair and she's eating breakfast, and I was like, oh, it just felt funny. She wasn't treating me right, like I was her mom, and I was like, Chelsea, so where's mommy? And she goes, working. I was like, no, she thought I was Deborah, and I was like, no, it's me, honey. I'm mommy, I'm here. It was so wild.
Oh my goodness. So those stories, those are the things we'll never forget.
I know.
Yeah,
I
never
know.
forget.
No, never. Never.
So anyway, that was, when I came back from Houston.
Yeah.
And so we were together. We started our makeup company,
Jumel, which is French for twins.
So we worked together.
Yes.
And I was even staying with her and her family at some points in time during all of that too. So we were really closely connected. And then
after 12 years, Deborah met her partner, her new partner, who she was with for 12 years. And I just felt like the third wheel. So this is wild. We've realized how many things that were so that they were so the same between that and another thing. But so I felt like the third wheel. So I ran away. I ran away and opened my own business. Or I went and I did something different. I just did brow sculpting.
Yeah, so that was 1999.
Yep. And then I worked in a hair salon and I created Brow Diva while being there for 6 years. And then in 2005, I opened up here. And then couple years, 2-3 years after that, you and your partner split, the father of her children. And they split, and then and I didn't have I couldn't hire Deborah, and it was still not the right time for us to come back together.
Yep.
And so Deborah, with my blessing, opened up Brow Biz in Greece in 2010, and then
2009. Actually.
2009.
Yeah.
And then had that for 10 years. I have had this for 15 years. And so then it's just everything is just 2 years ago, Deborah created Tim, and I told her it was going to be her business, and that I would consult with her whatever she wanted me to do, and she insisted.
So no, I was like, okay, because I knew that's what she thought, but I knew that she would see that she's just as much a part of Tim as I am, and so. we started working together on it, and so you were so much more than support, and we were actually in a meeting with our attorney, and we were going to sign this agreement that Deanna was going to be 1/3 and I was going to be 2/3, and then by the end of the meeting, she agreed to be a 50-50 partner.
Yes.
Anyway, so that was
So
like
Tim was
2
born
years ago.
2 years ago. It was, we're just losing track of time. But anyway, so Deborah developed the technique. And the Tim technique, you can find more out about that. Go to our website.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really want to get to is is how Tim makeup technique has changed my life. What I had thought of 30 years ago when we had Jumel makeup was that we could come up with a universal kit. That we could just sell this one little compact kit, not knowing even Deborah's stand on sustainability and minimalism, and it's become even more like solid in the past few years. Not even knowing that, but I knew that we could have just one kit that could a lot of women could wear and could do the same makeup on everybody.
So it's about simplicity.
Simplicity. So Deborah developed the 4 steps that only takes less than 5 minutes, and it's only 6 products, and it's the 4 techniques that you discovered after 30 years of doing the makeup technique that she developed 30 years ago from her gift of portrait artistry. So as far as I know, I don't know if there's any other portrait artists that went from portrait artistry into makeup. And so back then it was the natural look. And so here we are at this stage in our life, and we're going in our lives. See, there we go. Stage in our lives that we're going to turn 60 in 2 weeks, and we are excited about this. We're excited about being 60. But anyway, so my life experience with this is for 58 years, I really was so critical of myself every time I looked in the mirror. And I would say, oh, I don't like this. I look too thin. I look too blonde. It was all this always negative talk. And then 5 years ago, I realized that I was my own worst enemy. And so I said, what do I do? So anyway, Tim was one of the things that came into my life that showed me that how I can truly love myself. And so that's what it's done, is doing the less than 5 minute ritual every day, no matter what I'm doing. I do it every single day, and I did it every single day. And it took a few months. And when I showed Mom my testimonial, she was like, you might not want to say that it takes a few months because, people want immediate gratification. And I was like, no, it's not, you can't. This is not something that just happens overnight. It takes some work on your part. You have to work hard. You have to work on it. Be consistent and diligent with it. So anyway, I just now, for the first time in my almost 60 years living on this earth, I really feel that I look really good when I look in the mirror. I mean, I see my features that are defined.
But even without your makeup on, you see that now.
Now, after having done the Tim makeup technique for, several months, and now, it took a little bit longer that when I didn't have makeup on, I would wake up in the morning just out of bed, and you'd be in the bathroom, and I would be like, oh, yeah, now I see my beauty. Now I was seeing my beauty, because the 4 techniques bring out your individual bone structure. It brought out my bone structure, and now I loved when you did everyone has 2 eyes, 1 nose, and a mouth.
And a mouth, yeah.
But we all look
so different. Even Deanna and I have differences. So, sometimes people look at us and they see our similarities. And then other times people can look at us and see our differences. So even though we look alike, there's still differences in our facial appearance. And so, some of that is bone structure, genetics, skin, lifestyle, your thoughts. Your thoughts
are huge.
Make a huge difference in not only how you look, but how you see yourself.
So this is how Tim has changed my life, though. And this is what it's Tim has really changed my life, because now I feel really good about my beauty, my inner beauty, and I see it through the bone structure of my face. I see who I truly am, and I connect with my inner self, and now it's the law of attraction. So
what do you mean
when your
when you
emotions
connect with your inner self?
So my heart, soul, my inner being, my source, my connection, my heart connection. We're all souls inhabiting a body. So I connect with me, who I truly am, my true power within, the power that is only unconditional love. So now, I mean, that was the answer. When I realized that I was my own worst enemy, I put the question out there to the higher power, and I said, what do I do? What do I do? I can't run away from myself. I'm not going to kill myself. That's what people do when faced with the enemy, right? We want to run away, or we want to kill the enemy when you think of that. And I said, what do I do? What do I do? And I had a pause in between clients, and the message came as loud as day: love yourself unconditionally. And that's what I think that Tim enables us, assists us in doing, is loving ourselves unconditionally.
Sure,
So
because when you can look at yourself, and you're like,
feel really good.
I look really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I look prettier. I'm, just to have those positive thoughts. And so one thing leads to the next, though.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, it is a ripple effect.
Yeah, and so your
it's a vibration.
Yeah,
because that's how you feel, and that's the vibe that you put out there, and then that's how your life does change. But it's because of how you're seeing yourself.
It's not because of how anyone else is seeing you.
We don't do this for anybody else. We just do it for ourselves.
Me.
Yeah,
I do. Everything that I do.
Yeah.
Everything that I do is for me. When I get up and exercise, when I eat well, and when I do things that make me feel good, that's for me to feel good, because I know I want to be around me when I'm feeling good. And then, if I want to be around me when I'm feeling good, other people will want to be around you when you're feeling good.
And recently someone said gave me a compliment that I'm in good shape, and I said, well, like, you've kept your body in good shape, was the comment. It was a compliment. And I said, well, this is my temple. To me it was like, of course I did. Of course I do, because this is housing my soul, my mind, my heart, my brain, my body. And so when I keep myself in shape, and not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, on every level. And it does take work, but it's not work. It's like, it's a conscious effort.
Yeah, it's becoming, it's like awakening. It's like, that's just what I feel like, what happened to me is I woke up to who I truly am. So this is our beginning of our YouTube series. So if you want to see this again, we're going to be putting this up on YouTube, Tim Makeup Company on YouTube. Like us, subscribe to us, and push the notifications, because we're going to be telling stories about how we are feeling about turning 60 and having this amazing ritual that we can teach other women to do, we teach other women to do, so that they can have the same experience too.
And the more of us that do it, the more oneness we feel.
Yes.
Too. So we're going to get into that.
Yeah, the connected,
in our discussions, the oneness that we feel with each other.
Yeah.
And that we can feel with other people.
Oh yeah, I think that should be the topic next time. We're going to talk about how it feels being a twin, like what we go through, our ups and downs, and how I feel for her, or she feels for me. And even when we're not even in the same city, like how we feel that connection, that oneness. We're going to talk more about that next time.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions? We have a couple of people watching. So we're getting used to this. Any questions? Anything that you want? Have a question about being twins?
And if you think that anyone else would like to see our discussion tonight, tell them about our YouTube channel. You can just subscribe and push notifications so that you get our notifications. And the more people we have subscribe, I think we need like just 100 subscribers, and then we can really customize it. So subscribe for
on YouTube?
On YouTube. Tim Makeup Company, and tell anyone that you think that might be inspired and uplifted from our discussion this evening. Thank you so much. Enjoy. Do something that makes you feel great.
Yes. Do something for yourself. Put yourself first.
Yes. And then whoever joined late and didn't hear, we didn't plan this looking alike.
Yeah.
So you'll have to go back and listen to the beginning. This is the twin thing. And this is what is so fun, and that I'm so excited to share this time in my life again with my twin sister, working with her every day.
Cool.
Love you all. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time. Bye.
the